In previous lessons, we were working with figures that were similar, in particular triangles. Now we want to be able to prove whether or not they're similar. So when we studied triangle congruence in an earlier module, we learned the shortcuts to prove that two triangles are congruent. Congruent triangles have congruent corresponding angles and congruent corresponding sides. Those shortcuts for congruence were side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle, and hypotenuse leg. We're talking today about similar triangle shortcuts. Remember, similar triangles have congruent corresponding angles and proportional corresponding sides. That means the side ratios, the scale factor is the same. There are three shortcuts for similar triangles. They are side, 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 similarity, side, similarity, and angle, angle, similarity. For triangles to be similar by side, side, side similarity, all three pairs of corresponding sides have to have the same ratio, or we say the sides are proportional to each other. For example, in this problem, our triangle ratios are the following. We're going to compare QS with DF, RQ with ED, and RS with EF. Notice the side ratios from image to pre-image all are 2. These triangles would be similar because the sides are proportional, which means the side ratios are equal. We also talked about that being the same scale factor. For side angle side similarity, two pairs of corresponding sides have to have the same ratio. That means they're proportional to each other. And the angle between those two sides have to be congruent. So again, in this problem, our side length GH compares to CD, and HF compares to DB. Notice how those two ratios are equal. They are proportional to each other. Also, angle H is congruent to angle D. These triangles are similar by side angle side because the sides are proportional and the angle between those proportional sides are congruent. Our last test for similarity is angle-angle similarity. Notice that for the angle-angle test to work, we only have two pieces of information, an angle and another angle given to us. But all the other tests had three pieces of information. Are these two pieces of information going to be enough to determine if two triangles are similar? Why or why not? Well, as we can see, we have two triangles, and we know that their angles in a triangle have a sum of 180 degrees. So we have one pair of angles that's 47 degrees and one pair of angles which is 66 degrees. By subtraction, we could figure out the angle measurement for S and U. If those measurements are the same, then we have three pairs of angles that would be congruent. So these two pieces of information will be enough to prove the triangles are similar because the third is implied through subtraction of the sum of the angles of a triangle. So again, we have at least two pairs of angles that are congruent for these triangles to be considered similar. So again, we know that they are similar because you have two pairs of angles that are congruent. And we could find the third angle by subtracting from 180. Now that you know how your triangle similarity tests work, it's going to be your turn to do some more practice problems.